Good afternoon, Paul. You had a bit of a light day today and the conditions were rough. Were you expecting that before going out in the water?
Yeah, obviously there's this bit of weather passing through. This morning we saw plenty of rain and then cleared up a little bit of sunshine, and we're hoping for some breeze. We got a little bit, but I think we've been pretty fortunate the last 2 weeks we've been here sailing. We've had some fantastic conditions and done a lot of great sailing, and then today is a little bit of a dark reality that maybe this is what's in store for us. A little bit bigger waves, a little bit lighter wind, and some really tricky sailing conditions.
And were you able to make sense of the wave and the pattern and the swell and the chop, or not really?
Oh, there's one big wave swell going from south to north, and then there's a little bit of chop coming the other way with the wind, and then as the day progressed we were seeing 30-40 degree shifts around to the left. So what was a very favourable wind angle for taking off on starboard earlier on the day kind of got a little bit worse. Port got a bit easier, but it was really good to test out the LEQ with our own foils in these conditions, and again, every time you go out you learn a lot.
So you say the difference in how quick you were to get on the foils was more depending on the waves rather than the foils themselves, or? Yeah,
the wave angle played a massive part of it today. I think you could have probably had any foil on the boat, and on starboard you'd have had a sniff at going, and on port it would have been almost impossible. Like when you're going straight into a swell that's up to 1 meter in height, it's never going to be easy.
And in the beginning we saw you getting up on the foils at 12 knots boat speed around. Later on it seems like you were looking for higher speed before you got on the foils. Is that on purpose, or? I
think a lot of it's just down to the waves and how you're surging. Obviously as you're dropping down some waves, even if you're not going so fast, half the boat releases just naturally depending on if you're in the peak or the trough, so you're able to take off quite early at some wind angles and wave angles, whereas when the breeze shifts around a little bit, then all of a sudden it gets a bit harder to release the boat, so you've got to get a lot more speed to be able to get the thing out of the water. So it's all down to wave angle and height really.
And then we saw as well big lulls, that if you trying to get on the foil, that's impossible.
Oh yeah, like at times there we're hovering around 5.5, 6 knots, and none of the foils again are going to get up in whatever wind angle, so you just have to be patient and wait for a bit more wind, and then try and get some tests done.
And during the day, did you change much your settings on the boat, or?
Yeah, we had a lot of experimenting today. Obviously the waves were on starboard as the breeze came around. You end up very square onto the swell. So at some point the hull's touching and the foil's out of the water, or the foil's in the water and the hull's a long way out. So you're playing around with different can settings, different pitches, and then obviously setting the sails up a lot more forgiving than you would be for ultimate performance. So we learnt a lot today, and we just got to review it all, so hopefully when we go out tomorrow or the day after, we're in a better spot to learn some more.
Thank you very much for your time, Paul.
Cheers.